All right, Miss Most Awesome, what do you have for the fine people of the everywhere?
What is outer space and how do you communicate it to your children?
Mm-hmm.
And you
Carefully.
have...
You communicated carefully.
Very true. And you have a question asked by a child to the internet?
Yes. Why is the Tooth Fairy not in jail for B&E?
Alrighty.
Let's go. Hello, Scout friend Jessica. How be?
Hello. Good, and you?
Excellent, thank you.
Good to hear.
Isn't it just?
Yep. Kind of sleepy because I just took a nap.
Mm-hmm.
Like a
You
3-hour
did.
nap.
That's because you fried your brain in the sun.
Yeah, and I also stayed up till like 1 in the morning at a sleepover.
Oh.
But it was worth it. No regrets.
No regrets?
Get it? Because when people get bad tattoos, it always says no regret.
Regrets, yeah. That is funny though. When bad tattoos are,
Yeah.
they're awesome for the rest of us.
The first time I watched one of the Diary of a Wimpy Kid movies, and they got a dog, and they sent the oldest brother to get a food bowl with its name on it, and they named the dog Sweetie, and he came back and the bowl said Sweaty. That was like the funniest thing to me growing up, and it made me feel so smart because I immediately read Sweaty, not Sweetie. So I was like, bet you guys didn't catch this in this movie. Like, I'd go to all my friends, I bet you didn't catch this little tidbit in this movie, but it's actually spelled wrong.
That's what you were doing?
Yeah.
So you started this career of pointing things out early? Mm-hmm. Wow.
I mean,
you
it made me
managed to
feel
pull
smart.
it off without being pedantic, so I'll give you that.
Yeah, I did, actually. No
Yeah.
one found it annoying.
No, you like a fact. You're not a factoid, though. Madish taught me the other day something I didn't know, that a factoid is actually not a small fact.
What is it?
It's other.
As in?
I don't really remember. He's not down here.
Well, either way, I mean...
All right, let's go, Miss Jang.
All right.
What have you for us today?
Today, we have family discussions. How to talk about outer space and or what is outer space. Preferably the and or, not the first one. So let me just circle on back there for a second. What is outer space is more the topic of conversation. And hopefully this helps you figure out how to talk to your kids about outer space.
I'm lost.
Are you actually?
I'm lost in space.
Oh. No, like just how, hopefully this conversation essentially helps you if your kid is having a early life crisis. Like I did a few months ago when I first realized like how vast space is. But now it's my favorite topic to study, so.
But we talked about space lots when you were growing up too.
Yeah,
I tried
but
to ease you into it. I think it's important to ease kids into it because at some point, every person, every kid, or if they're older, every person starts to think, wait a minute, we're super small. And it's incredibly huge. And so I think it's a good idea to start easing a kid into it when they're little. Like,
Definitely.
yeah, space is really big. We don't even know how big, Like just using gentle, calm language.
Yeah, teaching them about the solar system. Like I think it's it's
infinite,
thing.
child.
Yeah, exactly.
It's infinite. It's incredible.
We know nothing about it.
Oh, we're like the smallest, most microscopic speck on a speck on a speck.
Well, that's my favorite
Horton,
fact.
here's a who.
That's actually my favorite fact, is that I forget exactly what it was, but we're closer to being the size of the biggest thing in the universe than we are to being the size of the smallest thing in the universe. Isn't that cool? Like, that's insanely cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty trippy for sure. The
Yeah.
whole thing's trippy. This is contemplating. I love contemplating space.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
But then, like I was saying, I think that science classes and stuff like that specifically focus on things like our solar system. But I feel like it gets to a certain point where it's like they only really focus on the solar system. And I think that kind of makes kids not think further into what is space. So if you're in science class and the teacher's telling you, all about facts of our solar system or our galaxy. And I think it kind of takes away from the kid realizing that there are trillions of other galaxies.
Yeah.
Even more. Like, I feel like...
I think we just make up numbers. At this point, I'm pretty sure that they just the number keeps increasing.
Yeah, exactly.
Like things like they'll say there's 100 billion to 400 billion stars in our galaxy alone. And it's like, okay, which is it, man?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's a big gap.
Exactly.
That's a gap of 300 billion stars. Mm-hmm. So what you're telling me is you have no idea, man.
Yeah, that is what they're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's a hard thing to talk to your kid about because it's such an intricate thing. It's not one of those things where you can just make things up. Like, you can't just...
Well, it's a lot of it's speculating, though,
yeah,
right?
that too, but that just even furthers my point that you can't just say things.
Right. You can't...
Like, you really can't.
There's very little that we can say,
you could tell a kid, like, oh, nothing's ever going to go wrong in our universe, or nothing's ever going to happen to our planet, when it's like...
You'd be lying huge.
Buddy.
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's a good example, and I know we talked about this a couple times before, but, like, I remember the exact time you told Madish and I that the sun was going to explode, and I was just like, oh
Again,
my
I just didn't
God.
bust out with it.
No, we were talking about space and everything like that, and
every time you tell this story, man, I'm sitting there, and for sure people are like, what are you doing, man?
No, I mean, we were talking about stars, and I'm pretty sure Madish...
Listen, kids,
Yeah.
I hope you're enjoying your day. But I have to tell you something.
No, I mean...
One day, the sun, gone.
Madish asked a question, so it's not like... It wasn't just out of the blue.
And I couched it with the fact that it's, to the best of our understanding, it's billions of years off.
But, like, it took me a second to realize that. It took me a couple weeks to realize that. Months, even. That the sun wasn't going to explode tomorrow. But that's, like, the thing. We don't know that.
No, but that is one of the things.
4 minutes ago.
Well, but that's 8.
No, I know, but I'm saying we wouldn't know.
Oh, yeah. It'd only be halfway to us.
Exactly.
That's one of the things, though, that we do have some kind of an empirical understanding of. We can look out into space. We know the various phases. Now, anyhow, we know the various phases of life that stars go through, stars our size. We have a pretty good idea when the warning signs are there that the sun is about to decay or explode or die. And so we know ours is far, far, far away from that. So there are other things, though, that could definitely go wrong.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Like a rogue black hole shooting its way through our solar system.
I mean, you have to be careful because there's a lot of people. I think a great number of people don't want to discuss space. Adults, I'm talking about adults, don't want to talk about space because it freaks them out. I think that's in large part why religion has so much traction on Earth, is because people don't want to contemplate the unknowable, and space is kind of the unknowable. Like even the fact we're hurtling through it on this rock with this blanket around us, this bubble that keeps us safe, that's crazy. Like you tell a kid, like if you get past the sky, which a kid thinks, well, the sky goes on forever. But then it turns night, and they're like, what are those in the sky? Well, those are stars.
But what are stars?
And they're billions of miles away, you know? And then you're like, well, each one of those is like our sun.
Yeah, exactly. And each one of those suns has planets orbiting it.
Or not.
I mean,
that's the thing. It's crazy. It might have 100 planets orbiting it.
There's a star called Betelgeuse, and you can see it in our night sky. Actually, a phone camera can capture it. It looks like a little, like an LED bulb that keeps switching colors. And it's so interesting to me because it's like...
Betelgeuse.
Yeah. That star is currently dying, and it could have exploded, hundreds of years ago. Could have exploded 10 minutes ago. But we do know that it's a dying star, and that's my favorite star because of that fact. Like it's beautiful. Like we can see it actively dying.
It's beautiful to you, it's beautiful to me, but it's also horrifying to a lot of people, right? Yeah. Like we can't diminish the impact that the vastness of space has on the psyche of people. And so if you're trying to talk to a kid, that's our thing here, right? Like how do you talk to a kid about it, or an adult who is all of a sudden interested? I think that the things we know. Like we know outside of our cocoon that it's mostly empty, dark, cold, and silent,
Yeah.
right? There's no air, so sound can't carry.
Nope.
The only reason we can hear each other is because the sound waves go on the air to each of us, right?
Yep.
So with no air, we're just emitting nothing. Like you and I couldn't understand each other. So it's a weird place.
Well,
it's definitely alien. And
Yeah.
you can start with things we know. We know that the light from the sun takes 8 minutes to get
Yep.
to Earth. So that's a kind of a super weird abstraction that is the best place to start, I think, is that
Yeah.
you can, that's how vast it is. You know, you can explain to a kid like, well, light has to go from, from the light bulb to you, even though it's instantaneous, it actually takes time to get to you.
Yeah.
You flick on a light and you have that second where it just comes to life, right? And the sun is so far away that it takes its light 8 minutes to get to us. And it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, because the sun seems super close.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you begin from there to build on an understanding of how vast it is. Like we sent Voyager up, you can tell somebody, right? Voyager 1 has been 45 plus years traveling at the fastest speeds we can make a thing go.
Yeah, and that's about to be, I think it's one light day away from us.
But it still hasn't left our solar system, I don't think. Or
No,
it has
has.
left the solar system, yeah.
Yeah.
But not that long ago.
No.
And that took a long time.
Yeah, 45 years.
That's crazy, man. Like that's nothing. That's nothing. That's not even
know.
getting remotely close to the next sun. Because
Yeah.
the closest sun is 4.3 light years away or something, 4.5, I don't know. Over 4 light years away, Alpha Centauri, right?
Yep.
Like that's
My second favorite star.
impossible to even consider getting to that.
I know. It really is. And I think that another good place to start is there's connections in everything. A nebula looks like an eye. The map of the stars looks like veins. Like everything kind of has a connection to it, and I think that that's very helpful when you're trying to talk to your child about space. Find connections in things that they already know.
Yeah.
Then it's familiar.
And
It's
we've
not
been-
this big scary thing to
that's
them.
a
It's
good
like,
point.
oh well, look at your eye in the mirror, and now look at this picture. They're very similar. It kind of takes away the scariness of it, I feel like, because
Maybe.
it connects it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. Or it makes it even more horrifying.
Yeah, I mean,
There's a big eye in the sky.
yeah.
You're right, though. It's a really valid point. I mean, we've been doing that for millennia, right? The sailors sailing by the stars,
the
and
Northern Star.
we make them into different kind of the hunter, the lion, Leo. Like we try and find images. We try and find things that
Little Dipper.
we can humanize it, like that we can relate to it, make it relatable. Because it's essentially not relatable. It's
No.
the vastness of it that makes it unrelatable. And then
Yeah.
you're going to get kids, their natural question is going to be, well, like, why is there nobody else out there? Is there
Exactly.
anybody else out there? And we don't know.
I know.
It's a mystery, right? That's the thing. For me, I always tried to focus on with you guys, like the mystery of it, the mysteriousness of it, because I think it points to the magic of being alive. It's the magic of existence. That's, for me, you can look at space and you can be like, whoa, that's freaking me out, man. It's too big. I look at it like, okay, so that is something that could freak me out easily, because I can't even begin to imagine how big it is and how vast it is. Like, I don't have the numbers. There's no way of me abstracting the size or conceptualizing how big it is really. So what does that mean? It means that for sure my existence, our existence collectively, individually, is unbelievably unlikely.
Well,
and so that's magical. So to me, space is the thing that lets you contrast what your own existence is. That's what it is to me. It's like, tell a kid space is huge and we're not, but that's what makes us special, that we exist at all in this vastness.
For a topic like this, normally I'd say encourage your kid to look it up, encourage your kid to find more about it by themselves or on their own. But I think it really depends on what kind of kid you have and what kind of kid you are, because a lot of the times when a kid hears look it up, they think, oh, I'll go to TikTok and search it up. But it's like the other day I was looking at a video and it was like 10 space facts on blank, and one of them was Ton 618 is bigger than our galaxy. It's not. It's not bigger than our galaxy. So my point is that, and also then there are genuinely scary facts. Facts that would send some freaking a 10-year-old into psychosis.
Wow,
so it's like
black holes. We like to talk about black holes. They're incredibly terrifying.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know. I just wanted to point out that my advice to you would not be to encourage your kid to look it up.
Probably not the best. Well, it's so much of it we don't know too. It's just going to lead question to question to question.
Yeah.
I mean, talking about space means you have to suspend the idea that everything has an answer. So I think it's a difficult thing to talk to kids about from that perspective. Kids are like, why? Well, you can't answer any of those questions. No. You can't really say, well, go look it up, because there's nothing to look up, man.
Yeah, there's probably not an answer.
It's huge, like you can't believe, kid. It's huge, exactly. Like you can't believe. And we don't know very much about it at all.
And I just want to say...
And it's mostly empty.
That a lot of people, just a fun fact, a factoid, if you will. just some comedy, because we were talking about factoids earlier.
It's a factoid, something that's made up, essentially.
Oh, okay. Well, this is not a factoid. This is a fact.
Well, I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I've been using factoid as like a fun little fact.
Yeah.
But no, this fact is that a lot of people confuse the size of a black hole with the mass of a black hole. Like, of course, if you were to, for example, stand right in front of Ton 618, it would block your view on either side. You wouldn't be able to see out of your peripherals because of how big it is. But that's not the mass. The mass is way bigger than you could ever wrap your head around. Way bigger. Like, the Gaia BH1 is a very small black hole compared to a lot of other black holes. But its mass is... I mean, it's describable, especially compared to, say, Ton 618 or, God forbid, Phoenix A. I just find that interesting that people tend to confuse mass and size when it comes to things like black holes. Like, if I were to look at my Stanley water bottle right now, it weighs 2 pounds.
Unlikely, but yeah.
Whatever. It weighs 2 pounds. Yeah. And it's this blank big. It's whatever.
Actually, maybe it does if it's full.
It weighs blank amount of pounds.
You're not the only nerd in the room, man.
Yeah.
I can go down nerd side quests.
No one would ever confuse the words.
Wow. It doesn't exactly weigh that, Scout. Mm-hmm.
Father? It doesn't, like, no one would ever confuse...
You're the one who went full nerd here.
No one would ever confuse the size of my water bottle with the mass of my water bottle. It weighs 2 pounds when it's full.
Yeah.
It doesn't look 2 pounds when it's full. It is 2 pounds when it's full. But when you're thinking of a black hole, like, it's so confusing that I feel like it's hard to wrap your head around the fact that mass and size are two different things.
So you feel like...
you could have a 2-centimeter black hole that has the mass of 3 suns. You know, like, it's just...
Yes, you feel like this is a road you should go down with your 8-year-old?
No. I just thought that this was a fun little fact.
It is a fun little fact. That's the unknowable of it. That's
exactly.
the impossible to imagine, because we're pretty sure, or the most common theories are that we came from all the matter in the universe came from an ultra dense little ball.
Yeah.
That was unimaginably small for how much matter and energy and everything was contained in it, and then there was some kind of an event, and it all exploded outwards, if you will. And it's continuing to move outwards at speeds that we can't even fathom.
Another one of my favorite facts.
But you can't talk to a kid about that.
No,
everything
not.
comes from, imagine your thumb. Imagine if the entirety of everything, you, your brother, your sister, the house, the world.
Yeah, no, you can't.
The kid's going to be like, okay, I'm going to have to find another source.
And here's another thing you can't talk to your kid about. The Great Attractor. Now you're probably wondering, hey, Scout, what's the Great Attractor? Well, I'm glad you asked. This galaxy, the Milky Way, is being pulled at unfathomable speeds, literally being attracted to something at insane, unimaginable, unfathomable speeds. And even scarier, something is pulling us. And then even scarier than that, something's pulling that. Gosh.
I mean, that's my favorite thing to contemplate about space, actually. Like if I have some downtime, or I just want to go off on a tangent with meditating, or if I just feel like getting super weird about being alive, the idea that we're moving at these outrageous speeds right now.
Yeah.
Like while you and I sit here and we feel like we're still, we're sitting and we're talking, but we're not, man. We're on the Earth itself is ripping at enormous speeds in a circle. So we're doing that. We're moving as if we were in a car, but we're sitting on the Earth, but we don't know gravity, the way we're constructed, our sense of movement. It allows us to the illusion that we're not moving. So the Earth's spinning, and then the Earth is ripping around the sun at an even faster rate than it's spinning. And then the sun is ripping around in the galaxy at a faster rate than that. And then the galaxy is ripping around the super galaxy at a faster rate than that. And then that cluster is ripping around there's so many different kinds of movement going on at the same time. You and I sit here and say, I'm just sitting around. When I'm not moving. And it's like, nobody, you're moving by multipliers.
Yeah.
In speeds that we can't even fathom.
I know. Sometimes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Or super scary.
Sometimes if I can't sleep, I start thinking about the scariest thing I can think of in space. And then I just think, I do not want to think about this anymore. And then that usually does the trick.
What? That is not an advisable strategy for
Why?
all you people out there.
It puts me to sleep immediately.
I
think to
that
myself,
would
damn,
work
I do not.
Okay.
Dang, I do not want to be thinking of that anymore.
Do you think
And
that
then
would
boom,
work for
I'm
a
off to
lot of
sleep.
kids? You tell your
No,
kid,
I'm not
what
saying
you
you
want to
should do this. I'm just saying this is what I do.
All right, fair enough. And I'm putting out a disclaimer there.
Yeah, don't
in case
do
there's
this.
anybody out there foolish enough to listen to anything we say.
Okay. Our whole podcast is to try and get people to listen to what we say.
No, it's to try and engender conversation. Yeah, that's it. It doesn't mean that we make no claims to accuracy.
Yeah, actually.
That's honest anyhow.
Yeah.
We attempt to be accurate
All
to
right.
the best of our ability.
We now have.
So we're leaving that behind, are we?
Yes.
We've done enough damage?
Yes.
I love space, man.
Me too.
We should just do a podcast on space. We'll just trip out and talk about space all the time.
Okay.
Because you can go in a million directions, man.
Yeah, you really can. Okay.
Imagine having a band in space. Playing on a traveling band.
What?
No, I want to travel in space, man.
I know, me too.
But I want to be able to legit travel. Like
I want to
Star
do
Trek
interstellar
Yeah,
travel.
man. I want a wormhole into another dimension.
See, come on now.
Dude, I realize right now that with all of our technology and any technology we're going to have in the very near and far away future, we're not going to be able to go very far from where we are. We can imagine going to Mars and taking a year there and back and hoping that doesn't go sideways. But man, like Voyager, 45 years, finally out of the solar system, at traveling at whatever 35,000 kilometers an hour or however fast we can go, and it's out of the solar system. And it's in the middle of nowhere. And it's just a big, black, vast emptiness. Like, no thanks, man.
Yeah.
What I'm talking about is that I get to go, whoop, and, like Asgard style. I get to portal to the next world. I want to do that, man.
If you were Gen Z, you'd be the kind of Gen Z that tells people fun facts about white holes. That would be you. A white hole is
That wouldn't be me.
Yes, it would.
No, it wouldn't, man.
The white hole is the opposite of a black hole.
That's
essentially
100%
the theory
you.
is that whatever enters the black hole comes
That's
out of the white hole.
100% you. What did I say? 8 minutes from the light travels. 8 minutes. It takes 8 minutes for light from the sun to get to us. That's about as nerdy as I got. You're all like, well, it's very interesting, but a black hole, the mass of a black hole, you wouldn't believe how much greater it is than the actual size of the black hole. And
okay, we're moving on. Next, we have our question. This question really connected with me because it's something I can relate to. Why does the tooth fairy want my teeth? Now, that's a great question, because why does she? You was here growing up, put your tooth under the pillow so that the tooth fairy can give you money.
I thought the Rock was the tooth fairy.
Okay, Dad. We'll touch on that after.
Okay.
Put your teeth under the pillow so the tooth fairy can pay you. Pardon me? I'm giving my teeth away for money? No. No.
I don't think does the parent actually introduce that to a kid? I feel like a kid gets that in school, and then they come home and they're like, Peggy got money for a tooth, and you're like, oh, here we go.
I don't know. I mean, it just always was a thing with us. Like,
yeah. But I don't remember bringing it up with you guys. I feel like you brought it up with me.
No, the first time I lost my tooth, or the first time Madish lost his tooth, you were like, put it under your pillow and pause. Madish was like, why?
Okay.
And he woke up the next day with like 100 pesos in his pillow. Like,
yeah, I overpaid.
Yeah, you did. You really did.
Yeah.
Definitely you did.
Oh my God, it's so freaking cute.
One time?
There's not much cuter than a kid.
No.
I used to love sneaking into your room, and I had to time it. And sometimes when you're awake, I'd be like, I got to go to bed. And I'd come in, and I'd have a whole system of trying to like sneak it and pull the other one out. Yeah.
One time, though, there was this one time where I was wide awake, and I was like sitting on my bed. There was nowhere you were getting that bag of money past me, because I was dead set on catching this thing. And then I was so disappointed when I didn't catch them. And so the next day when I woke up, and I checked, and the tooth was gone, but there was no money. And so I came downstairs, and you were like, oh, can you go and check if there's any mail in the mail little box thing out in front of the house? And I looked inside, and there was a letter from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And there was like a little picture of him wearing like a little fairy costume.
I don't remember any of this.
And it said like, sorry I couldn't get the money to you last night. Anyways, here's 200 pesos. Sorry for the inconvenience. And like it was just full of words that I couldn't pronounce. But it was the most money I ever got for my tooth. Because I think you felt bad that I woke up and there wasn't any money under my pillow.
The Rock is eloquent.
Yeah, for any kids listening right now, The Rock is not your tooth fairy.
Why not?
The Rock is not your tooth fairy.
No, it's unlikely.
There's a greater chance that it's like your school nurse than it is The Rock.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not likely either.
No, but I mean, in
Mexico,
creepy.
it's the raton.
Yeah.
Which I think is funny. It's they have the same thing, but it's not the tooth fairy. It's the tooth rat. Which is like how that came about. So a rat comes in the night, takes your tooth, and leaves some cash behind.
It's just so, like, creepy. Like, you want me to put my teeth under a pillow so a little thing with wings...
I still have them all, eh?
Yeah.
In a bag
can
somewhere.
Sneak into my room in the middle of the night while I'm asleep, slip her beady little fingers under my pillowcase, and pull out my baby teeth to replace it with money? What kind of pyramid scheme is this?
Pyramid scheme. You're looking at this with some kind of dramatic...
No. This is not okay.
You're retrofitting your actual...
No,
approach to it, man. Because back in the day, your larcenous little weasels couldn't wait. You're like, oh, here we go. And God forbid if there had been like 50 pesos instead. You guys would have lost your minds.
No.
How come it's only 50?
No, but see, God forbid, because now, in this day and age, we're trying to teach kids that, hey, breaking in isn't cool. Okay?
Oh, man.
Receiving money is not
Are you
cool.
working on a little bit here?
No, I'm not.
You're going to take this on tour?
Dad, stop. Dad, actually. No, like, genuinely, dead serious. Teachers and parents are trying to teach their kids about how self-defense and, like, people breaking... It's not funny.
It is kind
it's
of.
Not.
So
people
you're making a leap from...
Yeah, people breaking in, and then they expect the kids to be like, oh, cool, sweet,
what about Santa,
awesome.
Man? That dude drops down the chimney with a bag.
No, Santa brings gifts, Dad.
The tooth fairy brings cash for your cheesy little chicklet.
But we don't know what the tooth fairy looks like. We know what Santa looks like.
Oh, yeah, we sure do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Dad, we have no
I know
idea
what the tooth fairy looks like.
No, you don't. And you don't say
240-pound Hawaiian.
Okay. Yeah, sure it is. Sure it is.
That's as likely as some weird little old lady in pink with wings.
No, it's not. At all. The Rock can't be 1 million houses every night, can he? The tooth fairy probably could.
I don't know, man. The Rock's a hard worker. That's what that's the word.
See, if the myth was the tooth fairy is Santa Claus, I would be fine with it, because I have already accepted that Santa Claus breaks and enters. breaks in and enters. But I haven't yet come to accept the fact that the Tooth Fairy does it. So if the myth was, oh, Santa Claus not only visits you once a year for Christmas, but he also works overtime with giving people money for their teeth, I'd be like, oh, you know what? Yeah, that tracks. Not the Tooth Fairy. Tooth Fairy makes no sense.
I feel like they're co-workers.
They're not.
Yeah, I really do.
Nope.
And the Easter Bunny, Santa Claus, the Tooth Fairy, co-workers.
They're definitely not.
Yeah, they're all at the North Pole.
See, like, I feel like everybody...
They just zip out and do their thing and zip back, and then they hang around. They're all playing poker on Friday nights together, boozing it up.
The Easter Bunny is not playing poker on Saturday
the
night.
Easter Bunny, Santa, Tooth Fairy, all that bunch. Whoever else you can think of. They're all sitting around Friday nights playing poker and getting toasted together.
They're not.
Why not? They gotta kick back and have fun too.
No, Santa Claus and his elves are making gifts.
You
That
think
Santa Claus
Santa
has to
takes no
manage-
time off? He doesn't go and
Maybe.
Yeah, stretch his feet once in a while, have a beer, please. I bet he'd be a good poker player.
Okay.
Episode the
93rd.
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 All right. I love you very much.
I love you too. Mm-hmm. Next time.
You betcha.